In this video, I'm going to cover Cambridge IGCSE 0580 paper 2 to February March 2025. It is paper 2 and a non-calculator version of the paper, and time allowed is 2 hours. Here you have got on second page a list of formulas in the upcoming exams also. So with this, we start off with question number 1. Calculators must not be used in this paper. Question 1. Oranges cost to 20 rupees per kilogram. Work out the cost of 9 kilogram of these oranges. So cost of 1 kilogram of oranges, that is rupees 220. So cost of 9 kilogram of oranges is going to be 9 times 220, which is 9000, 9 twos are 18, 9 twos are 18 and 1 19 rupees 1980. Okay. Question number 2. Aryan goes on a journey. He leaves home at 11:40 and arrives at 14:18. Find how many hours and minutes the journey took. The journey took. Um, the journey time is given by the arrival time minus departure time. So this is 14:18. From this, I'm going to subtract 11:40. Now you need to observe that this is the minutes time, and we are going to subtract 40 minutes from 18, which is not possible directly. So I'm going to have one borrow from this 14, and I'm going to include this one here. But don't forget that this one is 1 hour. When it is coming to the minutes time, so it would be 60 minutes plus 18 minutes, which will actually give me 78 minutes. And now from 78, I'm subtracting 40 to give 7 minus 4, that is 3. 38 minutes. And from this hours now, I'm going to subtract 11 from 13 to have 2. So the journey time took 2 hours and 38 minutes. Okay. Question number 3. A quadrilateral has one line of symmetry. The diagonals of the quadrilateral cross at right angles. Write down the mathematical name of the quadrilateral. For this, actually, we need to see that this type of a quadrilateral is actually a kite which has got one line of symmetry, and the diagonals cross at right angles. Uh, had it been a rhombus, so it would have been having two lines of symmetry. So in this case, the answer is going to be a kite. A kite has got one line of symmetry, and the diagonals of the quadrilateral cross at right angles. This is it. Okay. It's question number 4 now. V is equal to 4mp squared. Find V when m is 10 and p is -3. So at the place of m, I'm going to replace 10. And for p, I'm going to replace -3 and its square. So we need to open brackets first. So 4 tens are is 40 and square of -3 is +9. So 4 nines are is 36 and then 10. So V is equal to 360. For part B, find the positive value of P when V is 3200 and M is equal to 2. So I'm going to replace the value 3200 equals to 4. The value of M is 2 and P squared would be the same. So 4 times 2, that is 8 times P squared. And now you need to see that 8 is being multiplied with P squared. So when it will be shifted on the other side of the equality, it will get divided by 8. That is equal to the value of P squared. 8 fours are 32 and then 2 zeros. So I come up with P squared is equal to 400. And now taking its square root, P square root is equal to square root of 400 with a sign of plus and minus. So this will give me square root of 4 is 2. And for these two zeros, I'm going to have 1 0. But since it was given the question that we need to have the positive value of P, so I'm going to write only positive 20 as the final answer. But for mathematics rules, if we follow the mathematical rules, whenever we take the square root on both sides of an equation, the right hand side or the side that has got the constant value has got a plus minus sign with it. This is actually because we know that square of a number x, uh, that means x times x, that is also x squared. And then when you multiply a negative number, negative x times negative x, again you get positive x square. So when you take the square root of x square, square root of x squared will give us either a positive x or a negative x. Okay. Now for question number 5, write these lengths in order of size, starting with the smallest. Um, First of all, I need to observe their units. The units are different. First of all, we would be converting all the units into a single unit, and then we can compare the quantities. For me, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to convert all of them into kilometers. First of all, 0.03 meters. When I divide it by 1000, the answer would be converted into kilometers. So there are 3 zeros in the denominator of 0.03. So the decimal is going to shift 3 digits to the left. So 3 0, then 1 0, 2 0, and then another 0, 3 0. So the decimal is going to shift from here at this position. So the answer is going to be 0.00003 kilometers. Okay, for 2.9 centimeters, now I'm going to convert it. 2.9 divided by 100, the answer has been converted into meters. Now, when I further divide it by 1000, the answer will be converted into kilometers. So altogether, I've got 5 zeros in the denominator. So that will give me 2000 and another 0, because the decimal has shifted 5 digits to the left. 4 are the zeros and 1 is the digit 2 itself. So that's why the decimal is here 0.000029 kilometers. Then for 32 millimeters. Since we know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. So when I'll divide this 32 by 10, the answer will be converted into centimeters. Then dividing it with 100, it will be converted into meters. And then further dividing it by 1000, the answer will be converted in kilometers. So altogether, I've got 6 zeros in the denominator. So the amount is going to be converted as 32, and then I'm going to append 4 zeros behind this 3, 4, because the decimal has shifted from here and it has traveled 6 digits to the left. So 0.000032 kilometers. Now, and this is 0.00002 kilometers. The smallest of all of them is going to be this amount, so 0.00002 kilometers. Then after this is this amount, which came from 2.9 centimeters. So I'm going to write 2.9 centimeters. After this, 0.00003 and then 0.00032. This is an additional digit which is there in this amount. So it is going to be larger than this one. So the smaller of these two is going to be this one, which came from 0.03 meters. 0.03 meters, and then finally this one, 32 millimeters. So this is how this question is to be done. I hope it would be clear. This is question number 6 now. Work out the area of the trapezium. We know the formula for the area of trapezium is half times sum of the parallel sides, which I call as A and B, times height. That is the perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. Okay, now when I substitute the values 1 by 2 times, these are the parallel sides. So 15 plus 9 times height. Height stands for the perpendicular distance. So between these two sides, we are not going to take this side as the height because this is the tilted side. Rather, the perpendicular height is this one, which is making an angle of 90 degrees. So I'm going to replace 8 for this. So this is 24 times 8, 12, and 12 8s are is 96. So 96 centimeters squares is the area of this trapezium. Okay, question number 7. Write down the inequality for x represented on the number line. You need to observe that the value of the variable x are varying from -3 till 4. And here there is a empty circle, and here the circle is filled. So it is going to be x less than or equal to 4. This one. For being filled, I'm going to replace it with less than or equal to. There is uh, a use of equal to sign with this inequality to make it as a closed inequality to depict that the final endpoint 4 is going to be included in this one. And then this one is -3. -3 is less than x because the solid or the circle was empty. So I haven't put this equal to sign here for this. So you need to observe this difference. -3 is less than x, less than or equal to 4. That is the answer to this one. It's now question number 8. Priyanka plays a game in which she can win, lose, or draw. The table shows the probability of her winning or losing a game. Result of game probability: win, lose, or draw. Complete the table. Since we are given with the probabilities and we know that sum of probabilities of all events that equals 1. So I'm using this property here, probability of winning plus probability of losing plus probability of drawing, that should be equal to 1. So now let's replace the values: 0.3 plus 0.25 plus probability of match being drawn, that equals 1. So this will give me 0.55 plus probability of draw is equal to 1. So from here, probability of draw is 1 minus 0.55, which is 0.45. So probability of match being drawn is 0.45. Then part B. Priyanka plays this game 120 times. Work out the expected number of games she wins. So number of games Priyanka is expected to win. This is not the answer that we can say that for out of 120 times when the game is going to be played, this is exactly this number of the games when she win. Rather, it is the expected number of the number of games when she might win. So that is, I'm going to multiply the probability of winning, that is 0.3, with 120. So the multiplication can be done as 3 divided by 10, converting it into a fraction, times 120, cancelling out this 0, and 12 threes are 36. So we can expect out of 120 times the game being played that Priyanka might win 36 games. Now it's question number 9. By writing each number correct to one significant figure, work out an estimate for D. 1.95, that is approximated to 2. To write it down to one significant figure, 9.92 can be approximated to 10. Though the digits are 2, but the significant figure is 1. 1 is the significant figure. Then 8.07, we can approximate it to 8. So finally, D can be written as square root of 2 times 10 squared divided by 8. That will be or I can just cancel it out with this one. 100 square is 10 square is 100 divided by 4, and then its square root, that is 25, and the value of d is square root of 25, that is 5. So this is how this question number 9 is to be done. Now question number 10. Three regular polygons A, B, and C meet at a point. The regular polygons are the polygons which have got all sides of equal length. The interior angles of the polygons are in the ratio A ratio B ratio C equals to 3 ratio 4 ratio 5. Show that polygon C has twice the number of sides as polygon B. So what I need to prove is that number of the sides of polygon B, that is 2 times the number of sides of the polygon C. That means uh, if I do it like this, let the angles be 3x, 4x, and 5x. Then we see that these are the angles at a single point which add up to 360. So 3x plus 4x plus 5x, that is equal to 360 angles at a point. Then this is 12x is equal to 360. So the value of x is 360 divided by 12, that is 30. So I say that A is 3x, that is 3 times 30, that is 90 degrees. B is 4x, that is 4 times 30, 120 degrees. And C is 5x, 5 times 30, 150 degrees. Now, since I need to compare the number of sides of polygon B with the number of sides of the polygon C, uh, let it be number of the sides for polygon B. Interior angle is equal to n minus 2 times 180 degrees divided by n, the number of sides. This is the basic formula for calculating the interior angle of an n-sided polygon. So when I do it for interior angle for B, that will be number of sides for B minus 2 times 180 degrees divided by number of sides for B. Interior angle was for B, that was 120. So 120 times n of B is equal to 180 times n of B, because this is going to be multiplied with this one as well as with this one. So minus 360 degrees. So this is 120 times n of B minus 180 times n of B is equal to negative 360. So this is negative 60 times number of sides of the polygon B, that is equal to negative 360. So negative gets cancelled out, 0 gets cancelled out, and 6 are 36. So number of sides for polygon B is 6. Okay, let me do it for polygon C as well. Interior angle for angle C is going to be 150 equals to number of sides for C minus 2 times 180 divided by n of C. So 150 times number of the sides for polygon C equals to 180 times number of the sides for polygon C times minus 360 degrees. So this is negative 30 is equal to negative 360. So this is 12. So we observe that number of sides of the polygon C that is equal to 12, that can be written as 2 times 6, which is 2 times the number of sides of the polygon B. So this is what was required to be proved, that C has got twice the number of sides as polygon B. Question number 11. A company sells items either on a website or in shops. The composite bar chart shows the percentage of sales on the website and in shops for January, February, and March. These are the percentage of sales given on the y-axis and the months given on the x-axis: Jan, Feb, March, April. In April, 17 by 20 of the company's sales were on the website. On the grid, draw the bar for April. On website. For this April now, I need to see what is going to be the height of this bar. So this is 17 by 20 of the company's sales were on the website. 17 by 20 of the total sales. So this is what we need to see. Since the sales are given in percentages, so 17 by 20 into 100%. So this is 5 sevens are 35, 5 ones are 5 and 85. That means for website, the height of this bar should be going up till 85%. So let me do it up till 85. Here it goes. It need to go in between this one. That means from here till here. So this is the height for sales on website. So I need to shade it, and the remaining height is to depict for the sales in shops, which is the remaining 15%. Yes. This one is to be shaded to show it for the sales on website, and the remaining 15% is for the sales in shops. What we can do is that we can write it down for the clarity that this one is for, this is 85, and this portion is representing the 15%. And since this is also given in the percentage, so I'm just writing 15 and 85.
हाँ, पहले एक स्टेट वो फिर ये अपने बीच ही चलते रहते हैं, हम इसको दोबारा किए फिर एक तो दोबारा
In part B, in February, the company had sales of $3.5 million. Dollars. Work out the value of sales in shops in February. This one. The total sales were 3.5 million. And we see that up till 60% are the sales on website, and the remaining 40% are the sales in shops. So for sales in shops, I need to calculate 40% of 3.5 million. So I can do it like this. Zero gets cancelled out with this zero. So, and taking out this decimal and then writing down 10. So 35 times 4, 140. 140 divided by 100. So the decimal is going to shift from here till here. So this is going to be $1.4 million. Dollar 1.4 million. Or what else we can do is for sales in shops. So this is 40% of this. So answer is $1.4 million. Part C is in May, the company had sales of $6 million. In June, the company had sales of $7.5 million. Find the percentage increase in sales from May to June. Uh, the formula for percent increase is increase divided by original amount from where it started off times 100%. So for increase, I'm going to write down 7.5 minus 6 because this was the initial value or the original value where it started from. And then I need to divide it by 6 and then 100%. So the answer is 1.5 divided by 6 times 100%. Simplifying it further, 2 threes are, 2 twenties are, and then 1.5, I need to cancel out its decimal for an easy calculation. 0 and then 5 are. So answer is this. 7.5 minus 6, that gave me 1.5, and I need to divide it by the original sale from where the sale started off in May, $6 million. So I divided it by 6, and then 1.5 divided by 6 times 100%. $6 million. 2 3s are 6, and then this is 2 50s are, and then I can do it like this. That's the first. Please find notebook 7 press medium. Yes, sir. The answer is 25%. Okay. Part D. In 2024, the company had total sales of $52 million. This was an increase of 30% on the total sales for 2023. Work out the total sales in 2023. Let sales in 2023, that is equal to $X million. So for an increase of 30%, I need to write the 130, because I know that total percentage is of 100. So an increase of 30% will make it 130. 130%, that means 130 divided by 100 of the sales in 2023. For this, I'm going to replace X. So times X, that will give me the total sales in 2024, which are $52 million. So I can now simplify it. 0 gets cancelled out with this 0. So 13 by 10, when it will be shifted on the other side of the equality, that will make it 10 divided by 13. So 13 was 13, 13 4s are 52, and then 4 10s are is 40. $40 million. That is the answer to question number 2. Question number 11, part D. Question number 12, part A. Write as a single fraction in its simplest form. So I can see that 4, 8, and 12, uh, I'm going to write them down like 4 times 3 times 3. In order to have their denominators same, okay, let me have the LCM of 4, 8, and 12. This is 3 times 2, 6, 12, and then 24. So I'm going to do it 6 are, and 3s are. That means I'm going to multiply each fraction with the LCM of the denominators 4, 8, and 12, that is 24. For the third fraction, I need to multiply it with 2. Now the denominators are 24, and in the numerator, I'm going to write down 6x plus 9x minus 2x. Four x plus 9x, that is 13x minus 4 divided by 24. Part B now, factorize. When we need to factorize them, first of all, we need to expand them. So the first term is going to be 3x times a, that is 3xa, then 3x times 4y, that is 12xy, then minus ay, and then minus 4y squared. Now let me combine uh, the first term with the third one, 3xa minus ay, and then 12xy to be paired up with the fourth term. Now I can see that a is being common from the first two terms, taking it common, 3x minus y, then from here, and then 4 is common and y is common. So 4y, 3x minus y. You need to observe that 3x minus y is again coming as a common uh, expression from these two terms. So I can take 3x minus y common, and then I'm left with a and then 4y, a plus 4y. Since these two factors are being written as a product, so factorization is complete. So the final answer is 3x minus y times a plus 4y. It's question number 13. The diagram shows a cylinder with radius r centimeter and height 16 centimeter. A sphere has radius 3 centimeter. The volume of the cylinder is equal to the volume of the sphere. Find the value of r. So volume of sphere is equal to volume of cylinder. The volume of the cylinder has got the formula pi r square h, and volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cubed. We have got the formulas written on the formula sheet as well. You can see volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cubed, and volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. So now we need to simplify them up. This a sphere has a radius of 3 centimeter, and the cylinder has got a height of 16 centimeters. So 4 by 3 pi times 3 cubed is equal to pi times radius square, that is r square, times height, that is 16. Now we can cancel out this pi. Then 3 can be cancelled out with this cube, and we are having square of 3. Square of 3 is 9. 9 fours are 36, divided by 16, that is equal to r squared. So 2 8s are, 2 18s are, 2 4s are, and then 2 9s are. So the value of r square is 9 by 4. So the value of radius is plus minus square root of 9 by 4, that is plus minus 3 by 2. And since radius is actually the length, which has to be positive, so r is going to be positive 3 by 2, that is 1.5 centimeters. 1.5 centimeter is the radius. Then I proceed to the next question. Question number 14. A, B, C, D, and E lie on a circle. FG is a tangent to the circle C. This one. Angle BAD is 110 degrees. Angle ADB is equal to 20 degrees. And angle BEC is equal to 45 degrees. Find angle BCD. BCD. This is the angle I need to find out. BCD. Give a geometrical reason for your answer. Angle BCD. We see that uh, ABCD is a quadrilateral touching the internal side of this circle. That means it is a cyclic quadrilateral. And for a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite angles are supplementary. So angle BCD is going to be 180 minus 110, that is 70 degrees, because ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, find angle DBC. Angle D, B, and C. First of all, we need to see that angle E and angle D are angles in a same segment. So that's why these should be of equal length. This one and this one. If this is 45, this is also going to be of 45. So for E and D, this angle is going to be 45 as well. So I write it down. Angle D is equal to 45. That is equal to the same as angle E. The reason being angles in the same segment. And this was already 70 degrees. Now we have got two angles of this triangle and we need to find out the third angle, this one. So angle DBC is going to be 180 minus angle D minus angle C. 180 minus 45 minus 70. So this is going to be its answer. That is 180 minus 45 plus 70. That is 115. And then subtracting 115 from 180. That is 180 minus 115. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 1 is 6. 65. So this is 65. Angle DBC. Now we need to find out angle DCG. Angle DCG. This is the angle. This is the angle between a chord DC and the tangent FG. So this is going to be the same angle as this one because these are the angles in the alternate segments. This is a circle theorem. Whenever there is a circle and a tangent touches it like this, and at the point of tangency, we draw a chord like this, then the angle made by this chord in the other segment is the same as the angle made by the tangent and the chord. These two angles are of equal length. So we calculated in the previous part that this angle is of 65 degrees. So that means this angle has to be of 65 degrees as well. So angle DCG is equal to angle DBC, angles in alternate segments. So that is equal to 65 degrees. So the answer is 65 degrees. It's question number 15 now. Point A has coordinates -4, 1, and BA is a vector -5, -12. Find the coordinates of point B. To write down A as a column vector, I write it down as -4, 1. This is the column vector of A. Now for BA vector, it actually means the position vector of the final point A, OA minus OB. That means -4, 1 minus OB, which is still to be found out. Let me write it down as XY. And I know the values of the vector BA, that is -5 and -12. Okay, then shifting this to this side and this to this side, I get positive XY is equal to -4, 1 and minus -5, -12 to give me -4 plus 5 and then 1 plus 12. This is the position vector of point B, and writing it down as the points form, the coordinates of point B are 1, 13. Okay. For part B, point C has coordinates 5, -2. Find the vector CA. Again, CA is going to be calculated as the final point A minus C. So OA minus OC. That was -4, 1 for A, and for C, we have got the coordinates 5, -2, and writing them down in the column vector form, I get 5, -2. This is -4 minus 5, 1 plus 2. This is -9 and 3. This is the vector CA. And then in part C, EF is equal to 3 times BA. So 3 times BA is actually 3 times the vector BA, this one, which will give me -15, -36. So, and that is equal to the vector EF, and I need to find out the magnitude of the vector EF. For magnitude, we have got the formula x square plus y square whole square root. So this is -15 square, which is the value of x, and this is the value of y, plus -36 square whole square. That will give me the magnitude of the vector EF. 15 square is 15 times 15, that is 225, and for 36, 6 6 are 36, 6 3s are 18 and 321, 3 6 are 18, 3 3s are 9 and 110. So this is 1296. Adding them up with 225, 1521. Okay. Now, when I'll be calculating the square root of 1521, that will be the magnitude of this vector EF. Now, to calculate the square root of 1521, I can think of either a number. When I take its square, there should be 1 coming at the units place. The numbers, when the square numbers which have got 1 at the unit place are 1, because 1 square is 1. Then 2 has got 4 at the unit place, 3 has got 9 at the units place, 4 has got 6 at the units place, 5 has got 25, means 5 at the units place, 6, not 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 square is 81, which has got 1 at the units place. So either it could be 19 square, 9 nines are 81, 9 ones are 9, and 8, 9, and then 1. 361, no. Uh, for this, if this is 36, that number has to be greater than 36, because there is a sum of the 36 with this 225, and the number, it could be for 9, 36, and then it could be 39. 9 nines are 81, 9 threes are 27, and 8 35, 3 nines are 27, 3 threes are 9, and 2 11. Yes. So this is square root of 39. So this is its answer. Now, there is a precise method of calculating the square roots as well in mathematics. 1521. Let me have a pair of these two numbers. Then I need to think of a square number, which is either exactly 15 or lesser, but closer to 15. So that is 3. Square of 3 is 9. Subtracting them up, I get 6 here, and then dropping down this next pair, that is 21. Once I'm done with this first step, I need to multiply this with 2 to have 6 here, and then I need to write down a square number here, which needs to be written here as well. That should give me 621, and that is 3. Since I've already calculated this, that means with this 3, there should be 9 here and 9 here. 69 times 9. You see, 69 times 9. 9 nines are 81. 9 6 are 54 and 8 62. So this is this. So square root of 1521, that is this one, 39. So this is this other method to calculate the square root. So the final answer is 39. Question number 16 now. The stem and leaf diagram shows the mass of each of 13 packets. Work out the interquartile range. We know that interquartile range IQR is equal to Q3 minus Q1. So for that, I'm going to do it like writing the numbers 31, 32, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 43, 48, 51, 52, 53, and then 54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be the first half, and the median of these, for this, I'm going to leave the first two and the last two numbers. So Q1 is here, that is 38 plus 40 divided by 2, that is 39. So Q1 is 39. For Q3, leaving these two and these two, and then Q3 is 51 plus 52 divided by 2, that is 51.5. So interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1, that is 51.5 minus 39, that is 12.5. Yes, 4 minus A is 12. So this is 12.5 grams. That is the interquartile range. Okay, now part B. Two of these packets are chosen at random. Find the probability that the one packet has a mass of more than 50 grams and the other packet has a mass of less than 50 grams. Probability of mass greater than 50 grams. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 packets. So this is 4 divided by 13. And for the probability of mass lesser than 50 grams, that is for the remaining 9 packets. So this is 9 divided by 13. Uh, for this one, but since we need to do it for 2 of these packets, which are being chosen at random. So what we need to do is that we would be doing that uh, probability of bag 1 greater than 50 and bag 2 less than 50 grams. Okay. So this is going to be 4 by 13. Since this and is for the multiplication times 9 divided by now, since one of the bag has been already chosen, so now we are left with total 12 bags. So this will give me 9 divided by 12. And since I can either have uh, this chosen first and this chosen second, or this chosen first and this chosen at the second place. So what I mean to say actually is that either I can do it like this, or I can have that uh, 9 by 13, the bag of mass with mass less than 50 grams is chosen first, and then the bag with the mass greater than 50 chosen afterwards. So 4 out of 12. So for this OR concept, I'm going to replace it for plus. So I can do it 2 times 4 by 13 times 9 by 12. So I can now simplify it out by 4 threes are 12 and then 3 ones are 3. 3 threes are 9, which is 2 times 3. 6 divided by 13. So this is 6 divided by 13. So I meant to tell you that this was the individual probability out of 13 packets, and this was the individual probability. But once we have chosen one of the packets, like 4 by 13, for mass being greater than 50 grams, now I'm left with altogether 12 packets. So the next probability would be calculated from those 12 packets instead of 13. So this is how this question was to be done. And the final answer is 6 by 30. So this is it. Now it is question number 17. Work out 5 by 9 plus 0.28 as a recurring decimal. So let x is equal to this recurring decimal 0.28, which can be written as 0.2888 and so on. When I multiply it with 10, for example, I get 2.888 and so on, or 2.8 dot. And when I multiply this with 100, I get 28.888 and so on, or 28.8 dot. So let me simplify these two by subtracting 100x minus 10x is equal to 28.8 dot minus 2.8 dot. That will give me 90x is equal to 26.8 dot. And rather 8 dot would vanish. It would be 26. So the value of x is 26 divided by 90. That will give me 2 13s are and 45s are. The value of x is 13 by 45. Now, when I replace this value into the given equation, 5 by 9 plus 0.28 dot, which was actually equal to x, that was as supposed, and the value of x is 13 by 45. So I'm going to replace x value, which is 13 by 45 here. This is the method to convert a recurring decimal into a fraction. That is, for this recurring uh, digit, we need to see that if I multiply it with 10, the decimal would shift one digit to the right, and when I multiply it with 100, the decimal will shift two digits to the right, and then this decimal point, the recurring decimal portion, is the same occurring in both of them. So I can vanish this recurring decimal part by subtracting these two. That's what I've done. And now for this one, I get the value of x to be 13 by 45 here. Now I need to have their denominators to be made same. So 9 fours are 30, 9 fours are 9 fives are 45. So I do need to do it 45 here. So that 25 plus 13, that is 38 divided by 45. That is the answer to question number 17. Now it's question number 18. The quadrilateral ACDE is formed by two right-angled triangles ABE and BCD. AC is 17 centimeters, AE is 18, and then BD is 6. Okay. Show that CD is equal to 10. This is going to be 10 centimeters. This is what I need to prove. For this, consider this triangle EAB in a right triangle EAB. When I calculate cos of 60 degrees, which is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Adjacent side is this BE divided by the hypotenuse, and the adjacent side is rather AB divided by the hypotenuse, that is 18. So cos 60 has got a value of 1 by 2. This is times AB. So the value of AB is 9 centimeters. When this length is 9 centimeters and this complete length is 17, so this is going to be 17 minus 9. That is 8. So now this is a right angle triangle. I need to apply the Pythagoras theorem in a right triangle DBC. The hypotenuse square is equal to the sum of base square and perpendicular square, that is DC is equal to base is 8 square and then perpendicular is 6, this one square and its square root, that is 100 and that is 10 centimeters. This is how we have shown that the length of the side DC is 10 centimeters. Okay, then it is find the perimeter of the quadrilateral ACDE. Give your answer in the form P plus K square root of Q. Perimeter. For perimeter, I need to have this side, this side, this side, then this side, and adding them up will give me the answer of the perimeter. So still I do not know this side, the side ED. For that, if I calculate sine of 60, that is going to be the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, that is the side BE divided by the hypotenuse, that is 18, and sine 60, that is square root of 3 by 2. And then simplifying it, I get square root of 3 by 2 times 18 is equal to the side BE, 9 times radical 3, the side BE. But to calculate the side DE, DE is going to be BE minus 6, this distance. That is 9 radical 3 minus 6. Now, to calculate the perimeter, +18 plus 17 plus this was 10, calculated in the previous part, and plus DE. This is this distance. 9 radical 3 plus 6, rather minus 6. So 18 plus 17, 35, and 10 minus 6, that is 4. So 35 plus 4, that is 39, plus 9 radical 3. So now I proceed to question number 19. In the Venn diagram, shade the region A union B union C whole complement. Okay, A union B union C is this complete portion. And then when I need to have its complement, that means I need to exclude this portion and I need to shade the remaining portion. That means I need to shade this portion. This is a portion that needs to be shaded. Excluding this. So this is the required shaded region. Uh, Question number 20. Part A. Simplify. Square root of 300 plus square root of 48. Okay. Square root of 300 can be calculated as two 150s are, two 75s are, three 15s are, and then there is a one pair of two, so I can take it out outside this radical sign. One pair of five taken outside this radical sign, and a single three. So this is it. And then for 48, 24s are, 12s are, 6 are, 3s are, and then three ones are. One pair of two, other pair of two. So 2 times 2, and then 1 3 written under the radical sign. So this is 10 radical 3 plus 4 radical 3. That is 14 radical 3. That is the answer to this part 20, part A. So I need to rationalize it first. So that will give me 9 times 2 minus radical 27. And in the denominator, I need to have 2 square minus radical of 7 square. There is a use of the identity a plus b times a minus b. That is a squared minus b squared. So this is actually the rationalization process. Rationalization process in which I need to have uh, the fraction being multiplied with the conjugate of the denominator. Conjugate of the denominator 2 plus radical 7 is 2 minus radical 7. So this is 9 times 2 minus radical 7 divided by 4 minus 7. 2 minus radical 7 divided by negative 3. So this is it. Now when I multiply this with the negative sign, the signs of the terms are going to change. Negative 6, and then this is going to be positive 3 times radical 7. So the final answer could be either this one or this one. So if I do it negative 3 here, and then this is going to be positive square root of 7 minus 2, or this one negative 6 plus 3 radical 7. It is question number 21 now. Write down the coordinates of the point where the graph, this crosses the y-axis. Where the graph is going to cross the y-axis, the x coordinate is going to be 0. So we put x is equal to 0 and get y is equal to negative 3. X0, y negative 3. Okay, now for part B, A is the point 17 and B is the point 515. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. When the word bisector is used, there is a line AB. For bisector, that means a line that is drawn perpendicular to this line and passes through the midpoint of this. So this is going to be the midpoint, and this is going to be a 90-degree angle. So we need to find out the equation of this line. For this, first of all, I need to find out the coordinates of the midpoint. That is 1 plus 5 divided by 2, this one, and then for the y coordinates 7 and 15. 7 plus 15 divided by 2. 6 by 2, that is 3, and then 15 plus 7, 22 by 2, that is 11. So from this midpoint, now I need to find out the equation. For equation, I need to use uh, the equation y is equal to mx plus c. For this, first of all, I need to find out the gradient m, which is given by the formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and y2 is 15 minus y1 is 7 divided by 5 minus 1, 8 by 4, that is 2. The gradient is 2, but that gradient is of this line AB. So this is the gradient of AB. For gradient of the perpendicular bisector, this has to be negative reciprocal. So negative and 1 by 2, because we know that for perpendicular lines, m1 times m2 is equal to negative 1. So since let us say that m1 is the slope for AB, that is positive 2. And when I need to calculate the slope for the perpendicular line, that has to be multiplied with 2, and the answer has to be negative 1. So m2 is going to be negative 1 by 2. That's what we already did. So for the given gradient, the gradient of the perpendicular bisector is going to be negative reciprocal of that given gradient. Now we have got the gradient as well. Now I need to calculate this C. Y is equal to mx plus C. I'm going to replace. So I need to replace this point, the midpoint through which this perpendicular bisector has to pass. So y is 11 and m is negative 1 by 2, and the value of x is 3 plus c. So 11 plus 3 by 2, that will give me the value of c. So 11, 1 times 2 plus 3 by 2 is equal to c. That is 22 plus 3 by 2 is equal to c. That is 25 by 2. So the value of c can be written as 25 by 2. So finally, the equation is y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to negative 1 by 2x plus 25 by 2. Or for more simplification, I can write it down as y is equal to negative 1 by 2x plus 12 whole 1 by 2. For question number 22, a curve has equation this one. The curve has a stationary point at this. Find the coordinates of the other stationary point. For the stationary point, I need to have its derivative and equate it to 0. So dy by dx is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. So now I put the derivative equals to 0. That is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now it is a quadratic equation, and I need to apply the quadratic formula here, comparing it with ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get that the value of a is 3, b is 2, and c is -1. So I'm going to apply the quadratic formula. X is equal to -b plus minus b square minus 4ac whole square root divided by 2a. -2 plus minus 2 square minus 4, 3 times -1 divided by 2 times 3, which is 2 plus minus 4 plus 12 divided by 6. So this is 2 plus minus 16 square root, which is 4 divided by 6. So the value of x is either 2 plus 4 by 6, or the value of x is 2 minus 4 divided by 6. That is 6 by 6, that is 1. And here the value of x is -2 by 6, that is -1 by 3. Here was a negative sign. So this is -2 plus 4, that is +2 by 6, that is 1 by 3. And then -6 by 6, that is -1. Okay, these are the two values of x. We have got one value given in the question, and we need to find out the other one. So we need to find out the value of y for this x is equal to -1. So replacing this value of x into the given equation, -1 cubed plus -1 squared minus -1. This is -1 plus 1 and then plus 1. So the value of y is 1. So the other stationary point is x is -1 and y is 1. Now for part B, by sketching the graph of this, determine whether the stationary point is a maximum or a minimum point. Okay, the derivative that we calculated, that was 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. This was the derivative, and the function was this one. We can take x common from here, x squared plus x minus 1. So when we put y equals to 0, we get x is equal to 0, or let me clarify it further. 0 is equal to x times x squared plus x minus 1. That will give me x is equal to 0, or x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the real value of x. X is equal to 0. That is here, x0, y0. So, and one value of the x-intercept was 1 by 3, and the other one was -1. So, -1, if it is here, so 1 by 3 would be here. And when the value of x was -1, the value of y was 1. Let it be here. So this is going to be the point. And this one, x corresponding to 1 by 3, has got the value of y to be -5 by 27. let it be somewhere here. So, and since the coefficient of x cube is positive, so the graph would be something like this. So this is what we need to draw. So we need to find out that for this point, is this a maximum or a minimum point? This one is this point, so this is a minimum point. Then for part C, the equation, this one has fewer than 3 solutions. Find the range of possible values for K. For that, what I need to do is, I need to see where this graph is going to be intersected by a horizontal line for lesser than 3 times. If I draw the line in this range, you see the horizontal lines are intersecting the graph at 3 points. But for this one, at this point, lesser than this, the horizontal line is intersecting the graph at only one place, and here also. So what I need to show is, for y greater than 1 and y lesser than negative 5 by 27, since this is the value equal to y, so y is equal to k has fewer than 3 solutions for this particular range, for y greater than 1 or y lesser than 5 by 27. It is intersecting the graph once in this range. Now you draw the horizontal lines in this range that would be having lesser than 3 solutions. That means that the lines are going to intersect the graph for lesser than 3 number of times. Okay, now for question number 23, I need to simplify it. Here I'm going to apply an identity that a divided by b, this is a rule for indices, whole raised to the power n, the power gets separated on both the numerator as well as the denominator. So x square raised to the power 3 by 2 divided by 4 raised to the power 3 by 2. So now there is another rule for indices in which we say that when a base has got two powers, the powers are multiplied together. So here I'm going to apply x2 raised to the power 3 by 2. And for this 4, I can first of all write it down as 2 raised to the power 2. And then its whole power is 3 by 2. That is going to be multiplied with itself with 3 by 2. So I get x raised to the power 3 divided by 2 raised to the power 3. That is x cubed divided by 8. That is the answer. And finally, for part B, 16 raised to the power x, it can be written as 2 raised to the power 4 whole raised to the power x, and then times 2 raised to the power negative 1 raised to the power x. There is a rule for indices that 1 by a raised to the power n, when it will be shifted in the numerator, its power is going to change its sign. And on the right side, I can write it down as 2 raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power x plus 3. So this is 2 raised to the power 4x because of this rule, times 2 raised to the power negative x is equal to 2 raised to the power 2x plus 2 times 3, that is 6. So now the bases are same. On this side, I'm going to apply the rule a raised to the power b times a raised to the power c, that is a raised to the power b plus c. So 2 raised to the power 4x plus negative x, this one. And on the right side, it is 2 raised to the power 2x plus 6. So 2 raised to the power 4x minus x, that is 3x, is equal to 2 raised to the power 2x plus 6. So now, since the bases are equal, their powers must also be equal. That means 3x should be equal to 2x plus 6, and 3x minus 2x should be is equal to 6, and x is equal to 6. That is the answer to question number 23. And that completes this paper. I hope you could understand. Thanks for watching my video.